This is Chef Babette, and here's your quiz question for today. How old do you think this woman is? Go on, take a guess.
I saw somebody do this on Instagram, and I just thought, Babette, you can do that. And guess what? I can. I'm doing it.
Well, it won't surprise you to know that she's a fitness guru. That's one of the reasons that I follow her. I mean, look at those guns. And she doesn't mess about in the gym either. I mean, check this out. But this fine figure of a woman is also a top vegan chef with her own restaurant in California.
Then we're gonna put this wonderful mixture.
And not just any chef. Chef Babette is known for her raw food and vegan recipes that look absolutely scrummy.
All right, this morning I decided before HBO got up in here, I'd come in the kitchen and...
You heard her say HBO, right? Well, she's appeared in one of their series of Insecure, and she's also an advocate for animal rights.
Remember, that's everything in here. We got walnuts, we have...
And that isn't half the story. By the way, how are you going with guessing Chef Babette's age? Well, you may or may not be surprised to know I'll let her tell you.
Don't press cancel. Connecting. Oh, hi, darling. You'll work this out. Don't worry. Your technology is...
Oh, my God.
Don't worry. You got there in the end. So...
Can you see me?
I can. You just need to... That's it. Yes, I can. We've both done our...
This was horrible.
You did it in the end. That's what I love. I love your spirit. So, Babette, thank you.
Hi, honey.
Thank you for joining. Okay, so I was just explaining to people that the reason I connected with you, the reason I fell in love, I was like, whoa, was here was this woman working out, so tough, strong physique, and also really into nutrition, with style, with your head wraps, and it was like, whoa. And I was explaining that I've always looked to have mentors, if you like, as far as aging well. You know, it's like a fine red wine. You don't want it going to vinegar. You want it rich. And that's what I saw in you. So, okay, go on. I'm going to start off with this. We shouldn't, but how old are you? Go on, how old are you?
I am 69 years old. I was born December 7th, 1950, so I will be 70 this year. So excited.
70.
You know there's feedback, so I'm hearing you twice.
Oh, you are? Oh, God,
yes.
I'm sorry about that.
It's weird.
Is it weird? Can you deal with it?
We're going to deal with it. We're going to get through this.
We're going to get through this because I don't know if we can dial in again or have another go or what.
No, don't let me go off again because I may not ever come back, child. No.
People are saying how beautiful you look and wow. Yeah. So
sweet.
You look like you're in a rowing boat. So if you can keep still. Somebody said, "Oh my God, I thought you were 35." But okay. To me, youth is about agility and strength of movement.
Oh, so true.
So take me back. What was little baby Babette like? What, when you were a kid, were you some sporty, fit kid who was into food or what?
Check this out. Hold on. Let me grab this. All right. Let's get going here. Okay. So let me just tell you.
Yeah.
Babette had a very interesting childhood. I was very, very sick all of the time. I had terrible earaches. It was later on, of course, I found out just exactly what was going on with me. But I was very humble, very vulnerable. I was a sweet child, a victim of abuse sexual, physical, and loved my mother dearly and missed her immensely because I was boarded out most of the time. And the people that I had to live with were not the greatest.
Right.
I was athletic, but never really got into it. I remember being born in 1950. Okay, so
Yeah.
when I'm like 6, 7, and 8 years old, we used to take our shoes off and race each other on the street. I could beat every boy. I could beat every boy on my block running. But I never joined a track team in school or anything like that. So
What was your
I
escape?
I was athletic, but I wasn't. I'm sorry.
What was your escape back then? You know, childhood and abuse and all of those things. Where did you go somewhere in your head? Did you?
You know, it's really weird. I was talking to my daughter prior to the interview, and life was just really weird for me back then, sweetheart. I stayed to myself a lot just because I was shy and insecure, and I had eczema everywhere. Eczema, asthma, and my ears were always bothering me. So my childhood, let me tell you what stands out in my childhood. And sometimes this can seem sad, but I share this with you not to have anybody feel sad for me. Please don't. It's just a part of the journey. And because I've experienced it,
Yeah.
I'm a better person today because of all of it, no matter how horrible it was at the time.
Right.
But when I go back to my childhood, I can remember when I was 5 years old, I can remember the very first sexual abuse by a babysitter's son. So when I think about my childhood, that pops up in my head immediately.
Yeah.
When I think about my childhood, I think about a person that used to keep me, but was just mean, just mean. I think about that person. When I go back to my childhood, I think about how miserable I was because I was so sick. And when I go back to my childhood, I think about how happy I was when my mother finally came off the job and was able to take care of us. So that is my childhood of little Babette.
So what
as
about
I began? Go ahead.
As a teenager, I mean, did you go through a rebellious stage or?
Well, when I became a teenager, I had a couple of really good girlfriends. Life was okay. I wasn't the greatest student. I made okay grades, but I didn't give a shit about school.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
I guess I just wanted it to hurry and be over.
Right.
And when I became 17 years old, I hooked up with my childhood sweetheart, and I was with him for years.
Right.
So everything went really quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was the kind of person that I was kind of stuck. I just I know I'm moving this phone around a lot.
Yeah.
I know it's like this is it. Let me see if I can crop it. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm not technical at all. How's that?
That's good.
Is that better?
Good. Lovely.
Okay. But where was I?
So you were saying that you're getting. It's almost like you had to get through your childhood. When?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm interested in when the whole thing about the Babette you are now, the food, the wellness, I'm not surprised that you had such a tough childhood, because one thing that comes through very strongly with you is you don't take anything for granted. You don't take your body for granted, and strength. You know, I do think a lot of women who had tough childhoods want to become physically strong because we feel we're the only ones who are going to protect us.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Well, I of course, coming through that early adulthood, I hooked up with this guy. I'm 18, 19 years old, and then I have a baby at 21 years old. But I can remember on my first job feeling so limited. I made $300 a month, and it was my first job. I decided not to go to college. And I can remember a lady showing a picture of a beautiful home in a magazine, and I thought, yeah, well, I'll never have anything like that. And she looked at me and she said, "You really believe that?" And I said, "I work for an insurance company. I make $300 a month. How will I ever have anything like that?" And I can remember being so stuck like that. My husband had drug issues, alcoholism, and we fought and stayed together for 15 years.
So you
And
came out, you
finally,
came out of one chaotic situation.
pardon me?
You came out of one chaotic situation as a child into what you knew, which was a grown-up chaotic situation.
But it didn't end there, honey, because this is my fourth husband. So
Oh, good.
I was just so
I divorced husband number 3 a couple of years ago, and I've had a boyfriend for 2 years. 4 husbands. Yes, yes. I knew it. I love you even more.
But you know, when I met number 4, Ron Davis, that's who I'm with now. Because I had my bout with crack cocaine. I went through that thing. I was a flight attendant for quite a number of years.
So was I.
Huh? You were?
Yeah.
You were a flight attendant too?
I was.
You know what? I just came over to UK too a couple of years ago. I wish I had known you then.
I was with Gulf Air, based in the Middle East for 5 years in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
You were a flight attendant too.
Yeah, and loved it. I flew for several different airlines. But anyway, when I hooked up with this guy, he shared with me, first of all, the first date, he took me running to Griffith Park. Now, you've been to LA. Have you been to Griffith Park?
No, not yet. No.
Okay. Well, Griffith Park has the most amazing trails ever. And this guy took me on the first date. He ran the entire trails backwards. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, this is nuts. And that was my first introduction to being healthy physically, because he was incredible. He was incredible.
How old were you then?
I was, we hooked up, I was 40.
Yeah.
I was 40. I met him when I was 40.
Right.
And then he shared with me 2 books. The first one was Fit for Life by Harvey and Marilyn Diamond. Have you read those?
Yeah.
I read both volumes 1 and 2. And then he hooked me up with The Mucusless Diet Healing System by Professor Arnold Ehret.
So was he vegetarian?
He was not at the time, but he had a lot of knowledge. And when he shared those books with me overnight, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with the animal products. I'm done. As a matter of fact, I changed my whole lifestyle in 1990, and I have not looked back. Started running, just gave up all animal products. Refined sugar was rough. I was pretty addicted to that. But 1990, that was it.
With weight training as well, as that when that started, the weight training that we see you doing?
And the weight training is new. The weight training is very, very new. Most of everything that I ever did was just outdoors, running hills. And
yeah,
don't you love it?
I love
it too. I love it too.
You know why I love it? It's good for your head. And when I think back, I was a single mum with 2 babies, and I was very and so I used to put one in a backpack, one in a stroller, and I would go out every morning the same route with my head down, whether it rained or anything, and singing with the kids. And you know what it did? The neighbors got to see the same woman. There's a woman again. This was in Sydney, Australia. And after a while, people just started saying, hey, hi. And I came out of my isolation.
Good for you.
But that wasn't what I intended. But the thing I learned was that walking and that movement, it soothed my babies. If they were crying, it soothed me.
Isn't that great?
And and nature, just being outside.
Yes, that's it. That's it. And you feel amazing afterwards. So I truly miss those workouts. And the only reason I'm in the gym now is because I'm at the restaurant so early in the morning, and I like to get the workout over early. but I so miss the outdoor workouts. And I saw you with your jump rope. I was like, okay, so now I'm challenged. Now I have to do 150 or so, at least 151. I was like, he did not. I kept saying, girl, when you gonna stop? When are
Well,
you gonna
here's the thing. So many women, so many people, I shouldn't say women, contact me and say, oh, you're lucky. You know, and I always say you make your own luck. Well, going through chemotherapy, I walked, I ran, I staggered. For this, I would have gone mad. And there's a lady called Shazbat. There are people I've never met. When I think she said something like, you're lucky, a couple of years ago. And I said, you can be lucky too. And I said, come on, show me what's at the end of your road. Keep running. She has run races, marathons. Okay, she is better than me. And she's paid it on. So I always say to people who say, I can't, you can, but it's small steps.
Yes, it's so true. Yeah, I'm pretty driven. My mother was a very strong woman. She had a 3rd grade education, but in terms of math, she was smarter than I was. She was just a hardworking lady, and so she really gave me a great work ethic. And I don't stop. I'm the oldest one in the kitchen. I'm hardcore. I get in there sometimes 4 o'clock in the morning. There have been times I haven't left till we close, 8 o'clock at night.
Tell us your restaurant, with the name of your restaurant. What kind of food is it?
It's vegan food, and the name of the restaurant is Stuff I Eat. Interesting story. I was in a play with some friends, and I was just beginning to cater. And I would cater for all of the actors after, we did our thing. And I said, I just want to start this catering company, but I'm trying to come up with a name. And I said, basically, the food is just the stuff I eat. And somebody said, then that's the name.
That's the name.
And that's been with it. We've had the restaurant now since 2008. It's been
But are
open.
you still open at the moment, or have you had
We're
to close?
still hanging in there.
Oh,
We're still hanging in there. Of course, we're not making the money that we were making before, but we've been able to keep our employees at work, and we shortened the hours, and we signed up with a delivery service.
Oh, delivery service.
Yeah, delivery service.
So that's amazing. And the dishes that you create.
And it's just all here because, girl, look, I always say, I ain't foo-foo. I'm not trained. It's just food that Ron and I used to eat, and we just thought we'll share it. So I used to think people's going to look at me with a knife and be like, that lady's going to cut her fingers off. And so, you know what? I just make dishes. Let me tell you what inspires me. First of all, I love fresh food. So I'm inspired by color. And so I saw that you posted the yellow bell pepper, the stuffed bell pepper.
Beautiful.
Girl, I would go to the farmer's market and I would just pick out color. If I wanted purple for the day, then I would create a purple dish for the day. So that's Chef B right there. And because my mother fed me sugar all the time, I was addicted. I love desserts. That's why I came out with my first book. Let's see.
Show us your
Cash In on Cashews by Chef Babette.
Wow.
It's 50 plus recipes using the cashew nut, making amazing desserts. So I had to learn all of this stuff over these years. And
self-taught.
Self-taught, completely and totally. I don't even know names of dishes. Like, I make my own kind of spaghetti.
Oh my God. Because I've got a vegan daughter, and I've learned about, I was vegetarian for many years, and then I started to introduce fish. Then I went away from fish and I used a lot of soy. After breast cancer, I couldn't use soy. So I eat a bit of fish, but I still do a large amount of vegetarian cooking.
Good.
She's vegan. So when we go out to eat, my other daughter and her, she's introduced us to so many little, really, that's what I like now. There's a flourishing of these fantastic vegan restaurants like yours.
Yeah.
And it exists, 20 years ago?
Yes. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing how now they're everywhere? Like, especially being in LA, you're going to find a vegan restaurant. Now in Inglewood, we're still running about the only one in the community. But we've got some building going on, and I'm sure somebody else is going to be on Market Street real soon. But that's a good thing. We can't have enough vegan food, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Trying to really take care of every sentient being on the planet. So yeah, we need to bring vegan up.
Now, when you tell people, or I don't know if you do tell people your age, how do
I
they?
love to tell people my age.
So do I.
I love. Don't you call yourself the next birthday? That's the age you are as soon as you.
Yes.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
63 this year.
Girl, you will be how old?
63 this year.
Oh my God. We need to hook up. You're my age. I love it.
But this is why I was saying, because I look for women, to inspire me. I use social media to be inspired,
Right.
encouraged, because you still get those voices. Oh, at your age, shouldn't you be slowing down? All this.
Yes.
And so when I see, Madonna gets a lot of criticism. I was the only one looking at her thinking, why can't she be doing all of that?
I love what she does.
Exactly. Mick Jagger does it. Elton John, all the older guys do it.
Hello.
Nobody cares.
Yes.
But then,
sweetheart, it's called longevity is cool, but to me, give me a quality.
yes.
I don't want to get down and can't get back up. I don't want a life alert. No, 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 no. Now, that's not to make fun of those people who have been injured and they have to have that. I'm just saying for myself, I want to keep the movement going, and that's key. Movement.
Yes.
We stop moving.
That is so true. Do you know, there's a lady, I don't know if you know, a British actress called Dame Joan Collins, and she used to be a ballet dancer, and she's got to be in her late 80s now, and yet she moves with a youth, and I never,
because she never stopped.
She never stopped.
She never stopped.
Whatever she does, she keeps moving. And I've always said it's the strength and tone. I've seen women who've had all the surgery done. They look gorgeous, and then they move like little old.
Yes.
And it's the strength, and it's the way you hold yourself.
Yes.
And the confidence that feeling physically strong gives you.
So true. And it makes your quality of life so wonderful. It's like you look forward to every age. You look forward to the next year. You look forward to that. And I always say I'm going to be better at 70 than I was at 69. You know what I mean?
Do you have goals? If I have a birthday coming up, I see it like long jump. I want to run as fast as I can so I can hit that board and cruise into the next.
I love it. My goal this year was actually I was in the gym at the first beginning of the year, and then the virus hit, but I was thinking about competing. I'm working really hard on my legs right now. My upper body was always so great. I just really kind of, after I stopped the running heels, but now I don't have a trainer, so I just signed up with Fit On.
You right? No.
Oh, girl, it's in your house. And the workout this morning, had me panting and sweating. A couple of times I had to stop. I found myself a trainer. I'm going to get these legs in shape. And maybe December 2020.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. You know what? You know what I did the beginning of this year was a competition in England called Dancing on Ice. So ice skating. So I trained with a professional ice skater.
Nice.
Learned how to ice skate. I'm rollerblading now.
You learned, when did you learn to ice skate?
Well, I did like a few lessons when I was 10, but then last year, before my 62nd birthday, I learned all over again. Now, I was out of the competition pretty quick. I was like the second person out.
Right.
But
you did it.
I just wanted to learn to ice skate, and I love it now. I've joined an ice skating club, and since that's closed because of the virus, I now have my rollerblades and go out.
Look at you. So I love that.
Now you see why.
Yes.
I look at people like you. Yeah, I look at people like you and think, we don't say, and you know what, somebody did me a favor. They said, when you, these physical things aren't for people in their 60s. You know, you should sit down. I was like,
Oh, yeah, right.
yeah.
That's like telling me to stop living.
Yeah. Now, how many, you've got a daughter. How many children do you have?
I have one biological daughter, but my husband had 5.
Right.
So
Now,
we've got 6
so
together.
what's your
Everybody's
daughter like?
grown. Everybody's grown. Huh?
Is your daughter as into fitness as you are?
You know, my daughter was, but of course she decided to go her own way and do her own thing. So she wound up with some challenges health-wise, and she's back now.
Yeah.
She got the message. She's back. But she's a lovely, lovely woman. Now, my husband's kids, let's see, is there anybody? Yeah, my youngest, Brooke. He is a musician. And he's vegan. He's pretty on point with his diet.
Yeah.
Now, but those, really and truly, those are the only 2 vegans in the family right now.
Oh.
Everybody else is. Sometimes I see one of my daughters. She posts. She's just this cook, and she posts. She'll have ribs and all kind of stuff, and then I'll put really. Anyway, hey, we all got our journey. We all have our walk, right?
My older daughter eats meat and what have you, but what I like is that she has learned to look after herself. She's like me. She's very much into mental health advocacy, because if this and the body and the soul have to be.
Yes.
And she really cooks from scratch a lot now. And
good.
And she,
good for her.
I'm very blessed with 2 absolutely awesome daughters. The younger one is a healthcare worker at the forefront of all of this going on, but in mental health.
Right.
And so between whatever's happened with marriages and what have you, the great thing is that it was lovely hearing about you and your mum, because my daughters and I have actually got closer. Adversity in the end brings you closer. Now, what advice would you give? Because there's so many people say, you know, I want to look like you guys. I want to be like you guys. Right. Okay. It's a huge subject. What advice would you give to people who are looking at you now? And I can see the remarks saying, oh my God, you look amazing. I want to be like you. I want to have that strength and what have you.
Well, basically, when I transitioned and became living a vegan lifestyle, it was completely and totally for selfish reasons. It was like, yeah, well, I feel better. The eczema's going away, and everything started clearing up. No more asthma. I mean, I like really sick, and all this stuff goes away. But then I understand my connection with the whole. And I cannot separate myself from everything. And I have love for all beings, all sentient beings. And if I realized that if I could nourish myself and be satisfied without killing another being, then I'm all on that. That is, I changed my mind. Don't look at this.
It started from the inside.
It's your heart. It's your connection with the whole.
And how about like getting fit? Because people are like, oh, I can't do that.
You got to get up and you move. You don't have to go out and start jogging. I can't stand it when I see somebody. I know you have not been running. I know you have not been running. Why are you running? Walk. Move. You don't need to run. You're going to hurt yourself. Yeah. As a matter of fact, Trish, I don't run on pavement anymore. If I can't find some dirt trails,
me too.
Then I chill, because the pavement, it
too
just
hard.
Makes havoc. It's just too much.
Yeah.
So I tell people, just move. You don't have to go out there and try to be a sports person when you just got off the couch. Just get up and walk and breathe fresh air, and then you can do workouts at home that are so simple nowadays. They have programs for you that, like this Fit On. I mean, you can actually start wherever you are, and they will give you a good workout.
So some people are saying that you know, with knees and what have you. I had to find the right trainers, and I know it sounds like a plug, but I've discovered these Hokas and they were game changers. But I agree with you. You don't have to run. And I use music. I mean, I've got a great thing called Trail Mix, which remixes your music to your step. And it's
nice.
so much fun. And a lot of people, if a lot of people say, I feel anxious, or people are looking at me, I would say, wear dark glasses. It's why I wear blinkers. Wear dark glasses, because it makes you feel cocooned and safe, and never have your headphones so the music's so loud. But I agree with you. Move and get involved in the music. I do my Oscars in my head, where I give thanks for, you know,
good for you.
Whatever.
Good for you. It's whatever. And it really does start here. You just kind of have to change your mind about things, and you can't be a quitter. You can't just say, oh, it's too hard. It's too hard. It's hard for me. This morning was hard.
Yeah.
Doing this workout, because I went for the more advanced classes, but I can't give up. I just can't stop. I refuse to stop. I love life too much. I love being a giver. Like, I've been thinking real hard about, what is it? You can take $200 or $300, Babette, and you can make some meals, and you can package those meals up, and anybody in Inglewood, we have enough homeless people around, can come and pick up a meal. That's my next thing. My next payday, I'm taking $300 and I'm making some meals, and I'm getting ready to feed some people until the food runs out. But it'll be my gift, because that's who I am. You know, it's all about here. It's all about friendships. It's all about honesty. It's all about loving. And that's why some things that go on in the world for me today, especially in my country, some of the cruel things that go on are just so incredibly hurtful to me, because I came from such a painful place. That now I just want to embrace everybody and just send out love and let people know, stay in the moment, stay right here, right now. Stop worrying about next week. We ain't got but the second guaranteed to us, because you may not even be here next week. So you wasting precious moments worrying about next week. So that's my whole thing. My thing is just about love. And I feel you, man. I feel your spirit. And I knew I fell in love with you as soon as I saw that video you made for me. I was like, oh, I feel like a celebrity. She hooked me up.
Babette, I have loved talking to you. When I'm in LA, I will be in your restaurant, hopefully with my daughter.
I'm gonna send you my phone number, so we gotta stay in touch.
And I'll get the book, because my daughter's birthday is in May, and
there you go.
I know what I'm going to get her for that.
Cash in on Cashews is on Amazon.
Maddie, that's what you're getting.
I love it. Thank you, Trish.
Thank
You're a doll. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Bye, honey. Bye. Now, how do I get off?
I love it. There you, I think she's back. Yeah. No, we're still there. All right.
Bye. Bye, I'm leaving.
Babette. Bye-bye, Babette. Isn't she amazing? I mean, I am so lucky, the people that I meet up. And thank you. Thank you to everybody. Destiny Diana Rose. Bye-bye. Thank you. You know, they're all laughing at our, you know, so maybe that's our new challenge, technology, but we're getting the hang of it. Thank you for watching. Got loads more people that I'm going to be talking to, people who've agreed to talk to me. Shah White. Shah White is a dear friend, and she's a backing singer, a long-time backing singer to Eric Clapton, Joss Stone, the stars she's worked with are endless. Steve Lillywhite is another one, super producer, won the Grammy for How to Dismantle the Atomic Bomb with U2. Has worked with Elton John, loads of different musicians, DJ Fat Tony, Pippa Vosper. Oh, there's so many people that have been really kind and said that they will have a chat. So thank you. Take care. And it's so sweet of you to join me. Mwah.